Hi, welcome to PT Dance Videos. Today we're going to be talking about anabolism, catabolism, and how your BCAAs play a vital role. So let's talk about catabolism and anabolism first. Then we're going to be talking about what branched chain amino acids are and how it's related to protein, and then we're going to put it all together. Catabolism is simply a position where your proteins that make your muscle fibers begin to deteriorate. Anabolism is where you're capable of building proteins, putting your muscle fibers back together stronger than how it was before. This is normally done as a result of hard work, smart training, good nutrition. So today we're going to be talking about now proteins and branched chain amino acids. Protein is simply a group name of branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs. When you eat your protein, that protein goes into your stomach, gets broken down into those amino acids, and your body absorbs those amino acids. Now what we can do is actually eat those amino acids in its raw form. So as a supplementation, you can just buy your BCAAs, which are high in the specific amino acids just to rebuild muscle tissue. When you do that, it skips most of your liver, etc. It goes straight into your lower intestines, gets absorbed instantly, and goes straight into your bloodstream, and then from there straight into your muscle tissue where your body needs it the most. This is therefore a very fast process in comparison to protein that needs to be broken down into amino acids first. If you have your BCAAs, therefore, it is a good idea to have it ASAP when your body needs it the most, which is during your workout. So let's have a talk about what happens during your workout. When you train, your body uses sugar as a fuel source. When that sugar has depleted, which can occur at a very fast rate, your body now looks for another fuel source. The second fuel source it goes for is stored body fat. But the problem is stored body fat is broken down in a very long, slow process. As a result, your body now needs to find something else to supply adequate amounts of fuel during exercise. This is where your body goes into catabolism. Your body goes into catabolism and it breaks down the proteins and uses those proteins as a fuel source. So what happens is that your muscle tissue starts to break down during your workout and your body uses that fuel source. Now you have muscle fibers and the protein that makes those muscle fibers. So when we train, ideally, all you want to do is break down the muscle fibers. And when you break it down, they're simply going to rebuild bigger and stronger once you've finished your workout as a result of good nutrition. But the actual muscle fiber doesn't just break down when your body goes into a catabolic state, it actually deteriorates. And this is where the protein that makes the fibers break down. So if you have a lot of BCAAs during your workout, what happens is this. Your body doesn't need to break down the proteins and take your body into a catabolic state. Why? Because it can now use the BCAAs that you've put into your body as a fuel source. So your body doesn't break down those proteins very efficiently. It doesn't need to because your body's using the BCAAs instead. So what happens is the integrity of the muscle fibers, the protein that makes the muscle fibers stay intact. And this allows the function to be more efficient. The muscle fibers, once they're broken down, they can now get rebuilt at a more efficient rate. So this is where taking BCAAs during your workout can dramatically decrease catabolism. So in conclusion, your body doesn't need to break down your muscle fibers, doesn't need to deteriorate your muscle fibers, because your body is got adequate amounts of fuel because you're giving your body excess BCAAs. Now, BCAAs can also be used to decrease body fat. A lot of people don't know that. How does this occur? Well, when you take adequate amounts of BCAAs and you've got adequate sugar in your bloodstream, your body now needs to absorb those BCAAs. So when your body realizes it has a lot of branched chain amino acids in its bloodstream, it now needs to absorb it into your cells and your body will naturally produce a lot of insulin. So when your body produces insulin, your cells can now absorb these BCAAs, and when your cells absorb these BCAAs, it also absorbs the sugar in your blood, which means it drops the sugar in your blood at a faster speed, and now your body's forced to burn fat. So BCAAs do a lot of things. I hope this clears up a lot of things between anabolism and catabolism. So just remember the difference between muscle fibers breaking down and the proteins that make those muscle fibers. When you train, you break down those muscle fibers. When you go into catabolism, your body deteriorates muscle fibers by breaking down the proteins that actually makes the muscle fiber. And that's the difference between catabolism. So it's not just not muscle tissue breakdown, it's the breakdown of the actual protein that makes the integrity and the strength of that muscle fiber. So you don't want your body going into catabolism because you're actually damaging your muscle fiber. You're not just breaking it down, which you do when you lift weight, you're actually damaging it, you're actually deteriorating it. So we're taking BCAAs to actually prevent that from happening. And because your BCAAs is what's actually used to make that protein. So train hard and make sure that you have adequate amount of BCAAs during your workout. Out of all the BCAAs, the number one BCAA to use is leucine. So make sure that the BCAA that you're drinking is high in a specific amino acid called leucine.